So, yeah, we'll cover it afterwards. Probably the best way.
Salute, my amplified unit. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the good, the bad, and the ugly of Money in the Bank 2022. Get up! Let's get amplified. Gonna be straight up with you guys, man. If you ever question my dedication to this channel, to you guys, I currently have the Pandem 19, man, I believe. I'm putting my Steiner mat together. Loved ones have had it. I got some symptoms. We feel like shit, but you guys are gonna get fully amplified. We ain't gonna take a day off, motherfucker. Pandem 19 or not. Whether I feel like shit or not, you guys are getting a good, the bad, and the ugly. I didn't say to cut that, Sasha. Play it again. Thank you. I gotta get revved up here, man. Thank you guys, man. What's up, everybody? I'll get better, man. Don't worry. This thing, it took 2 years to get BC, man. It took 2 years, but motherfucker. I did all I could, guys. I did all I could. Salute to all you guys, man. Thank you for, expect anything, man. I may need to take breaks. I may have to fucking put down the coffee and drink water like a fucking schmuck. Who knows? Who knows, man? We're gonna go through the pandemic together right now. Over the next 2 hours. Hopefully we keep this about an hour, but I doubt it very much, man. Oh, I'm gonna whoop the 19's ass, guys. Don't worry about it. Alright, Sasha, cut that shit, man. Cut that shit, please. Thank you. Let me get over. Let me get you guys on the bigger screen here. What's up, everybody? Yeah, I know, man. I should be getting a rest. Gatorade, they say a bunch of shit. So instead, what I'm doing is I'm drinking a lot of coffee and I'm screaming a lot on a live stream about pro wrestling. So I've always been one of those dudes where if you tell me to do something, I'm probably gonna do the other thing. And as Stone Cold used to say, we could do things the easy way or we can do it the hard way. BC has always done it the fucking the hard way. So as you can see, man, we are loaded with a lot of coffee. We even got the full fucking Dunkin' coffee from around the block, man. This is already my second one. And of course, we got plenty of fucking pods to come. So however long this stream needs to take, we're going to whoop its ass, man. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is not like your normal review show where we're just going to talk about our feelings and talk about what we liked and didn't like, and I'll give you my opinion. No, fuck that. There's too many of those channels out there. They can all fuck themselves with a fucking hockey stick for all I'm concerned. The good, the bad, and the ugly is different because every single match is going to go in one of these categories. We're either going to decide if it was good, bad, or ugly, and at the end of this review, we're going to decide together if this was a good pay-per-view or a bad pay-per-view. Now, you want to stay away from the uglies because every ugly is going to turn into two bads. So drastically, whatever you do, VKM, do not produce a shit show because anything that goes into the ugly column, when we do the final Steiner math at the end of this video, the end of this stream, every ugly's turning into two bads. And there's no way to really come back from that. A lot of times, the uglies are what decides if this was good or bad. So stay the fuck away from the ugly column. I think that's all the fucking rules. We used to do tiebreakers, which would go to the kickoff, but there's no really kickoff anymore. So we're going to decide together if this was good or bad. And you guys know how we're going to start this. There's no way. If you're newer to the channel, how do I put this? I'm not fucking around with this company anymore. I've been making content on this channel for just over 5 years now. And I'm done giving mulligans. I'm done fucking around. So a while back, I said, if you're going to put zero effort and care into the building of the pay-per-view, if you're going to put zero effort into the storylines, into making the fans be excited for the pay-per-view, then it doesn't matter what the pay-per-view, what the performers even do on the pay-per-view itself. Before we even start reviewing the show, I have to put a certain number into a certain category because it's unacceptable. If Vince McMahon is going to put zero effort, zero time, zero energy, give zero fucks about a pay-per-view, and then just on the night of the pay-per-view just say, hey, let's go out and have a good show and shut everybody up. That's unacceptable. That's unacceptable because you can go out and have a good show still, but for the whole 4, 5, 6 weeks leading up to the pay-per-view, if we were not excited, if nothing was making sense, if there was no time or energy or care put into something, then it's not intriguing for anybody. So who the fuck cares? You can make an immaculate steak dinner. You could even put a side order of fucking clam sauce pasta next to the steak. But if the fucking chef left that steak out of the fucking freezer for over a week, took a piss on the pasta, dropped the whole dinner on the floor, then scooped it up with a broom, put it on a plate, it doesn't make the fucking dish. It doesn't make the dish immaculate. The dish is absolute shit at that point. Well, Vince McMahon took a piss on this pay-per-view from the jump. Vince McMahon dropped this pay-per-view on its dome piece time after time. Vince McMahon left this pay-per-view well out of the fridge for more than a week. So, this is how we're going to start this pay-per-view off. And trust me, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be the fucking asshole. Obviously, that's mean, man. These guys and girls busted their asses. We're going to go over their performances, trust me. Even with the Pandem 19, BC's going to stay with you as long as it motherfucking takes. We're going to go over it. But from the jump, this pay-per-view, because of the lack of build, the lack of care, just like we do every pay-per-view that has such, we have to start off with an ugly, one tally in the ugly column. Again, I don't want to do that. I always hope that we're being excited when we're going into a pay-per-view, but if you're not going to make us care, dude, and then we're hoping that the performers can somehow dig themselves out of a hole and the pay-per-view can end up being somewhat good. I'm sick of doing that. Back in the day, growing up, man, the pay-per-views, some of the best parts of the pay-per-view was the build, the storylines. You had to see what happens afterwards. You fucking had to. These days, you're getting the same fucking matches you've seen 100 times. You don't even need to tune into the pay-per-view. My own amplified unit tells me all the time they forget there's even a pay-per-view on, or they just didn't give a shit. That's not good. So, we're starting off with an ugly just based on the fucking build. If that makes me a big-time asshole, if I'm too harsh, then go find somebody else, man. There's a million people on the on the platform, guys. I'm going to be extra harsh because I don't have fucking time to go back and forth with opinions. I don't have time to cradle a fucking company or suck a company's cock or sugarcoat shit. I've been doing this over 5 years on this channel. I've been making content. And this product has not gotten any fucking better. In fact, it gets worse. So either they shit or get off the pot. They made their bed, now they lie in it. You want to produce garbage leading up to the pay-per-view, you're going to get that at the start of the pay-per-view. Now we can get into the pay-per-view itself, guys, all right? But, unfortunately, it's been it's sort of a ceremonial thing. Every time that we do a review, we have to start off with an ugly because Vince doesn't give a fuck about the pay-per-view. Do you guys realize that Friday night, 24 hours before the pay-per-view, the card wasn't even set yet. We didn't even know who all the participants in Money in the Bank were. Let alone, when Money in the Bank started for the men, another dude ended up showing up. Just got introduced, kind of like Charlotte Flair got introduced to be in a triple threat match with Becky and Ronda. We just call things out because we don't want to put any time or effort into it. Vince doesn't even want to give a shit about creating a story. So, now we can get into match number 1. Before I do a few things, man, we'll get to Liv Morgan. You guys know how I feel about Liv Morgan. I have been, till I was blue in the face so many times, talking about how great Liv Morgan is becoming. Talking about, aside from Sasha Banks, I have not seen any female in the world of wrestling be this fucking flawless in the past 6 months. Ever since her matches with Becky Lynch late last year, Liv Morgan's been on cloud fucking 9 and she's never fell off of it. So to have that night last night, I can't wait to fucking talk about that. Theory. Part of me says this is the right call, absolutely. The other half of me says, could you not at least give a fuck? You just introduce him because he's attached to Vince? We're going to talk about it. And FTR, they lit a fire underneath the Usos' asses, man. FTR, Dax put out a post earlier in the week on his social, and he said, maybe we're the ones now, huh, Us? And it has them with 2 sets of titles. And it raised the question, who's the best tag team in the world right now? I mean, I love my Briscoes, too. And a lot of people love the Young Bucks. Young Bucks have not booked themselves to be relevant, even with fucking titles. Hopefully that changes. But I think we all can agree the 2 top teams in the world right now seem to be FTR and the Usos. So that raised a fun discussion in the community. And a lot of people were saying FTR. A lot of my amplified units said FTR are the best tag teams. And don't think for 1 second that the Usos didn't take wind of that. And there was supposed to be a stipulation, which we're about to fucking get to. Oh, that pisses me off. You mention something and then you don't even mention it again. That's this company in a nutshell. But they wanted to have a classic wrestling match, man, because the Usos wanted to remind everybody just what the fuck they can do in that ring. FTR, I truly believe we can thank for that performance. Obviously, the Street Profits were half the equation, but I believe FTR lit that fire under the Usos' ass. We have not seen something like that in the Usos in a very fucking long time. And one last thing, man, Bray Wyatt. A lot of people are saying that Bray Wyatt vignette played last night. I didn't see that. I saw the vignette. I wasn't getting Bray Wyatt. Some people think it's Edge's return. I saw gold medals. Were those gold medals or not? Because that could just be Gable Stevenson. And maybe he's doing some type of gimmickry. Maybe they weren't gold medals. Who the fuck knows? It looked like it was an Olympian on it. But a lot of people are also thinking Edge. I didn't see anything to do with Bray Wyatt, to be honest. A lot of you guys are saying fucking Edge as well. JR9, it's Kurt Angle's medals. Kurt Angle's medal. What the fuck does Kurt Angle have to do with it? Edge? Oh, so it would be Edge, right? Kurt Angle comes back as the Fiend, right? Because Vince McMahon owns the Fiend name. Kurt Angle is the Fiend. He's an Olympic Fiend. Yeah, no, I never thought it was Bray Wyatt. I still think he is coming back to WWE though. Yeah, Fightful confirmed that it was Edge. Yeah, so for all those reports that Edge is beefing with WWE, Edge is on his way out of WWE because of creative differences, it looks like Edge is coming back with a badass character, guys. So I guess we should be fucking listen, everything Edge touches turns to gold anyway, so I wanted to touch up on that promo because a lot of people thought it was Bray Wyatt. I wasn't getting that, and I believe it's going to be, JR9 just confirmed, too. Those were Kurt Angle's gold medals. So that pretty much tells you it is Edge. All right, you guys ready to do this? If you're just joining, man, we got one in the ugly just because of the build or lack thereof. This pay-per-view was built so poorly that 24 hours before, the card was not even finalized. We didn't even know all the participants in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. In fact, they went from qualifying matches to a battle royal back to a fatal four-way qualifying match. Nothing made sense in this son of a bitch. And if you're going to build it poorly, if you're not going to give a fuck, you're going to get an ugly right from the jump. Woo! Woo! And if you're just joining too, BC has the Pandem 19, unfortunately, guys. So I'm feeling a bunch of shit right now. Everybody's symptoms are different. Me, I got the whole fucking back, nose, throat thing going on. My stomach is fucked up somehow. Don't ask. I have no idea how that is connected to the stuff, but it is. My fucking stomach's fucked up, and my back is like seizing up as if I just lifted for 4 hours. So I'm all sorts of fucked up. But you guys are going to get my very best. Because that's all I know how to do. So if I pass out live, stay with the stream, and hopefully I wake up in about 10, 15, 20 minutes, right? Because it's going to take me passing out not to give you guys the best review possible. All right, that's it. Another swig of coffee. We'll start out with match number 1. Thank you guys too, man. All my tried and trues that are up in here, man. All you guys. I know there's a lot of supers as well. We're going to get to the supers, man. A bunch of you guys have already shown the love over to BC. My Pandem 19 fund. That's a lot of Gatorade, not coffee. But I appreciate the hell out of you guys. I'll get to you guys in a couple of matches. I just want to get this review jump-started. Match number 1 was a women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This was Alexa Bliss versus Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch versus Shotzi versus Raquel versus Asuka. Now, this is a case of everyone trying too much too fast and a bunch of botches early. Now, they put their bodies on the line. You don't want to just talk about botches, right? You don't want to be the asshole in the community that's just looking at the fucking negatives, no doubt. But when you are that sloppy right from the jump, it's going to be effective to everybody in the audience. I mean, it's kind of by proxy. We're going to be kind of taken off the tracks with the train, if that makes sense. And a lot of these botches, they weren't able to put their own train back on the track. So the crowd could not really digest what they were viewing the way they should have been. The most notable botch was Shotzi falling up a ladder in an attempt to DDT Raquel. So Raquel was in the corner. A ladder was pinned up against her. Shotzi was going to run up it, but she fell right through, like one of the rings her leg went through. So then Shotzi's like, okay, I'm still going to get on the ladder and DDT Raquel. What she didn't realize is the effect is gone. So Raquel can't go anywhere. So the DDT is just going to consist of Raquel moving her head forward. It looked really fucking bad. I give Shotzi credit for at least thinking of something. She didn't panic. I would have ran back and tried it again, maybe. Give her a fucking knee to the don't piece once you launch yourself off the ladder. But that was just a huge botch where the crowd was just like, ah. That botch sent her timing haywire, and Shotzi was unable to put that train back on the tracks. There was a beautiful sunset flip by Liv Morgan off the top of the ladder over Lacey Evans. Unfortunately, Lacey Evans hung on for too long, and the delay greatly affected what should have been an epic moment for Morgan and her. But this is Lacey Evans, right? Trust Liv. Liv, once you heard her feet hit the fucking mat, you now let go. Don't cling on, Lacey. So Liv Morgan concludes the sunset, and Lacey Evans is clinging on like, I don't want to go. Motherfucker, you gotta go. Complete the spot. Finally, she lets go, but it's already 2 seconds too late. Lacey Evans botched what should have been really good by Liv Morgan. Becky then botches a ladder spot moments later, diving butt first onto Asuka. They were on the outside. Asuka was on a table that was set up half on the apron, half on the commentary table. Asuka's in the middle. Becky's way up high, but she overshot the ladder. So her butt grazed Asuka, and Asuka barely rolls off the ladder. The ladder never breaks. Bex just overshot Asuka. There's no other way to say it, man. It was just a great shot at that point. Shotzi then overshots another ladder spot herself and literally cracked the back of her dome piece on a ladder. Just overshot it. And she was even bleeding, too. Some from the back of her dome piece and some on her hand, I believe. Shotzi done all fucked up. My point is this, guys. I bring all this up because it was one botch after another. And this leads to the question. You know, you respect the fact that they're going out of the way. They're putting their bodies on the line. They're trying new shit. They're going to war. But should people that don't know what they're doing be doing such activity? That may sound harsh, but just throwing a bunch of people in there and saying, hey, do crazy shit isn't always going to work. These are not stunt men or stunt females. They're wrestlers. So not everybody is going to be able to launch off of a ladder properly or go through a ladder or a table properly. And when you put enough people in there that are just not confident in themselves or are just not capable of performing the stunts, you're going to get one botch after another. The match is going to be sloppy as fuck. It's just what's going to happen. You know, I'm not here to coddle people, man. I respect the shit out of every single one of these ladies in this match. I respect them second to none. But the match was sloppy as fuck. And you got to question, why throw people in there to have a train wreck if they're not trained properly to have the train wreck? I hope that makes sense, man. The finish saw Liv Morgan falling with a ladder. Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch are on two separate ladders, middle of the ring, going for the case. Becky launches Liv. As she falls down, she kind of pushes Liv and the ladder. Liv Morgan catches the ropes with the top of her foot, catapults herself and the ladder from the rope, uses the rope as momentum to catapult back, takes out Becky Lynch, and Liv Morgan ascends the ladder and retrieves the 2022 Women's Money in the Bank briefcase. Liv Morgan does it. Liv Morgan wins. BC at this point is screaming at the TV. Now again, I got the Pandem 19. I'm feeling like shit. And I'm fucking screaming at the TV, go, there's nobody around you. Unhook it. Knowing that Vince McMahon is not going to give it to Liv Morgan. But the fan in me is still screaming at the fucking... The fan in me is still screaming at the TV, because my big screen, because I'm like, fuck Vince. Just do a Gail Kim moment. Remember when Gail Kim just left the company, she just walked out? Just pull a Sasha Banks in there. Just fucking get the briefcase, and if Vince wants to fire you, that's one hell of a way to walk out. You just won the Money in the Bank briefcase. You can go to AEW as the Money in the Bank briefcase winner. I don't give a fuck. Because Liv Morgan, now that Sasha Banks has walked out, and I love Asuka, and I love so many other of those females that are so good, but right now, Liv Morgan is the best actual wrestler. Momentum-wise, skill-wise, Liv Morgan is fucking on a level I haven't seen since Sasha Banks. So to continue to be overlooked, that's a moment where you say, fuck you. So I'm yelling at the TV, just unhook it. I don't care if you're supposed to win or not. Unhook the motherfucker. And then she actually unhooked the motherfucker. She unhooked the shit, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Liv just won this motherfucker. Who the fuck? Now, we're hearing afterwards that was a Stephanie decision. So I'm not saying that Vince is giving Stephanie actual control, but we are hearing that was Stephanie's call. Makes sense. I don't think Vince would fucking ever do that in a million years. And Vince will probably get his way anyway, and Liv Morgan will end up dropping this in 1 month, or at the end of this month, to a returning Charlie Flair, I bet. Knowing Vince, that's what he'll do. But for a fucking moment, for one night in Las Vegas, all was right in the world when Liv Morgan retrieved that briefcase. And I'm thinking immediately, one, they better not take this away from her, like tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw. Becky comes out and fucking, they have a match for the briefcase. And number two, I was thinking if she cashes in, she better win it. I don't care if it's at SummerSlam. I don't care if she cashes in that Survivor Series or waits till WrestleMania. When Morgan cashes in, Liv Morgan better become champion. Those were the two things I was thinking. One, do not rob her of this moment. Number two, she better become champion. But I could not believe. I was screaming at that fucking TV. I was like an overbearing parent. You ever see the fucking those fucking nutcase parents that are screaming at their kids' soccer game, football game? Fuck you, ref! Did you not see the play? He hit him illegally! and I'm fucking screaming and shit like I'm an overbearing parent. And you know what? I would do it all over again with the Pandem 19. I may have felt like more shit afterwards, but for that moment, the adrenaline was kicking in, man, and I felt actually pretty good. I could not be more proud of Liv Morgan. I could not be more proud. If you guys, a lot of you guys are tried and trues in this motherfucker. A lot of you guys have been with BC in this channel for a long time, and I respect the hell out of every single one of you. That's why I'm doing a review right now, fully amplified with COVID-19. That's why I'm doing it, feeling like shit with a bunch of symptoms, but I'm doing this because you guys deserve the very best in the community. And for those of you that have been sticking with BC since day one or close to it, you guys know how high I have been on Liv Morgan, not because I was a big fan of Liv Morgan. It's because everything I was seeing was Liv Morgan is the best wrestler in the female division that I've seen lately. I mean, what she's doing in the ring is almost flawless. She's not fucking up. There's full confidence. There's no hesitation. She's working well with everybody. She's making everybody else look good that she's working with. I mean, I can't possibly... Guys, this is when she was being booked like shit, and I was telling you she is still the best right now aside from Sasha Banks. That wasn't even just being a big fan. That was just looking at what I was viewing and going, damn, Liv Morgan is fucking amazing lately. So to see this, man, that was just fucking wow. Let's go from the beginning here. The match itself, right? We got to put some tallies on the board. If you're just if you're tuning in, we got a hell of a match tonight for you, man. We got a good fucking event for you. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Come on, tune in. The fuck am I talking about? Medication's kicking in. Who the fuck knows? Anyway, if you're just tuning in, oh, bro, if you're just turning in, we got one in the ugly already because of the build to Money in the Bank. There's been no care, no effort put into the storylines or the build, and because of that, BC has to hold the company accountable. We have to hold Vince McMahon accountable. So to do that, we have to put one in the ugly up front, guys. And now for the match itself. Salud. Oh, you guys are putting up the fucking bangers out there, man. What happened? We got a banger? Carlos with a 50 banger. Dude, not needed, dude, but totally appreciative, but not needed. Carlos, I'll get to that in a couple minutes, dude. I appreciate the hell out of you, dude. You guys are the best, man. Let me go over a couple of these matches first, though, man. I'll get to the supers. You guys are fucking amazing. The match itself, guys, before I get to Liv Morgan winning, it was a 16-minute match. That's unacceptable when you're talking about a women's Money in the Bank ladder match with 6 ladies. I believe 6, right? Not 7. 6 ladies. Big prize on the line, and they barely got 16 minutes. That's probably for the best because it was a train wreck for most of it. But 16 minutes, man, damn. That's not giving them a lot of... You would think at least 20 minutes would be given to them. The match was sloppy. There's no way that I can say anything else about it, man. So if I'm critiquing the match itself, aside from a couple of good spots and aside from the fact that we appreciate them putting their bodies on the line and the effort, the match was sloppy. I'm not going to repeat myself like a broken record. I know what I witnessed. You guys know what you witnessed. That has to go into the bad column. The Money in the Bank ladies briefcase match goes into the bad column. The match was just sloppy. Now, the finish, that's going to get its own tally. Liv Morgan winning this motherfucker. Liv Morgan unhitching that briefcase and pulling that into her arms. You guys see the thumbnail. That's her actually crying. For those that say, I don't know why people take pro wrestling so seriously, man. It's all just scripted. And they're all just performers. Those are real tears. Do you guys know that when people win the world title, when they get to the back, the roster is waiting there and applauding them? They're in tears. They hug Vince McMahon. They hug Triple H. They hug Brucey, Johnny, whoever's back there. Everybody hugs them. It's a very real emotion because everything you've ever worked for, that's your culminating moment. You made it to the highest part of the biz. That's why people like Sasha Banks, Naomi, and so many others, that's why they give a fuck about their booking. That's why Brody Lee and FTR and Miro and so many others, they had to leave because they knew they were not going to get moments like that. They knew they were never going to get respected. And then people go, they're unprofessional. They're performers. They should just do what we tell them to do. It's just a TV show. Then why do they cry afterwards when they win a title? Why does Vince McMahon and everybody gather at the back and applaud them and hug them and congratulate them? Why is it such a big moment when they win titles if it's just a damn TV show? Yeah, because it's everything. It's not just The Sopranos or The Walking Dead or Stranger Things or Friends or Seinfeld. It's not Pokemon. It's not the Power Rangers. It's not Winnie the Pooh. It's not Saved by the Bell. It's not Boy Meets World. Pro wrestling is unlike anything we've ever seen in this world. And when you reach the pinnacle of your profession, that's real, genuine emotion. Liv Morgan pulling that shit and pulling that briefcase into her chest with tears coming down her face. If you follow this channel and you know the journey that we've been on with Liv Morgan, goosebumps. I could not have been more proud of that person. That is not just a good Liv Morgan getting that briefcase. That is a great. I don't have a great column because WWE doesn't do enough great things. They do enough ugly. That's why there's an ugly column. But when there is a great, just like ugly, when there's an ugly, we cross that off at the end of this review, and that ugly turns into two bads. If there's a great, that means two goods. So Liv Morgan herself has just pulled in two goods for this pay-per-view. Stephanie McMahon, what we're hearing, is the one that made that call. But watch Vince McMahon at the end of this month give that title over to Charlie somehow. I wouldn't doubt it. Liv Morgan puts that. Now that doesn't mean we're tied, guys. That doesn't mean we're tied. Don't forget, every ugly turns into two bad. So because the booking of Money in the Bank was so bad leading into the pay-per-view and it got an ugly, we're currently at a 3-2, bad to good. So WWE still has a little bit of a hole to work out of, but Liv Morgan just fucking helped that shit, man. I cannot be more proud of Liv Morgan. Salute to Morgan. So fucking badass. Before I go over to match number 2, because I don't want these to bottleneck too much, guys. There was a lot of you guys that sent in some supers. So I'm going to shoot the shit with you guys a little bit, man. We'll go into match number 2, but damn. Yeah, see what I mean? There's no way I can wait to the end of the video, man. You guys just came fucking huge. Renee G with a 15 spot. No words, just a whole lot of love. Renee G, I appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you so much, Renee G. Colin with a 4.99 says, I didn't see Money in the Bank, but did you guys see the Bray Wyatt teaser last night? It's not Edge. People think it's Edge, but it's not. Colin, I think it's the other way around. It's not Bray Wyatt. JR9 Gaming is saying, and other people are saying that Fightful is confirming that it is in fact Edge, and we're hearing that it's Kurt Angle's gold medals, not even Gable Stevenson's. So, I don't know, Colin. Some people think it was Bray Wyatt. I don't. I thought maybe Gable Stevenson, but a lot of people, JR9 is telling me that it is definitely Edge. So, Colin, I don't know, man. I don't know for sure, but I just know that it's not Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt is coming back to WWE. I truly do feel that way. But, Colin, I appreciate it. Fleck Guapo, 5 spot. What up, Fleck? It's about damn time Liv Morgan finally getting her first chip. But got a feeling that Charlotte Flair is going to win it at SummerSlam. Shake my head. Fleck, that's what I was just saying, dude. Stephanie McMahon made this happen for Liv Morgan last night, but watch Vince McMahon ruin it all in less than 4 weeks at SummerSlam. I don't know, Fleck. I don't want to put it out there in the world, but that's the way this company rolls, man. Clutch City fan with a 10 spot. Clutch City says, happy and sad for Liv. I'm happy she's the champ. I'm sad because they will never have her drop. Oh, they will have her drop it to Charlie Flair. Glad I get to catch you live. Been busy working as of late, but Red Team, go! Clutch City fan, I'm glad you're catching this live, dude. And guys, don't forget to smash that up on your way in, because I know a lot of people can't catch this live. You're going to have to catch this afterwards. So for the thousands of people that are going to catch this within the next 24 hours, let them know that we rock this out live. Smash that up for BC. Help out the algorithm. Clutch City fan, I'm glad you're here live, dude. As far as Liv, same thing. I'm so happy and proud of her. But just like Fleck Guapo and a lot of us, you got to kind of believe that Charlie Flair is sniffing around the corner. Christopher Blackshear, $4.99. They gave Liv the briefcase and defeated Ronda. Congrats to her. Theory had no business in the men's match. He's not beating Roman nor Brock. Christopher, no doubt. I'm going to get to all that coming up, though. I want to kind of keep that into sequence. I don't want to get too amplified on it now and then just rehash the same shit when I go over those matches. But Christopher, good to see you up in here, man, and no lies detected. Jeffrey Ross with a couple of $4.99s. Jeffrey Ross, what up, dude? Jeffrey Ross says, I marked out when Liv won and cashed in. I'm sure she won't hold it for long, but I'm going to enjoy the moment. That's what BC's trying to do, too. You got to believe Charlie Flair is sniffing around the corner. You got to believe that if not, then Lacey Evans somehow is going to rob her of that title. But Jeffrey Ross, I really want to live in the moment for Liv Morgan. You see what I did there? I want to live in the moment for Liv Morgan. Guys, I got the Pandem 19, man. I'm all sorts of fucked up. You're going to have to take my stupid jokes. Jeffrey Ross with another $4.99 says, also, I saw people saying since Theory won, it's going to lead to him cashing in on Brock at SummerSlam to set up him and Cena. I don't think this company truly has a plan. I mean, that's something that could happen, but I really don't. I think there's like loose plans. I think Vince McMahon is taking his fucking crayons out of his lunchbox next to his Capri Sun, and I think Vince McMahon is like drawing at recess sometimes. Theory, my big muscle man can take it from my other muscle man Brock, and then my old muscle man John Cena can take on my new muscle man Theory. And I think Vince McMahon is just coloring in the lines with his fucking crayons. At recess of the old timers home that he's been fucking institutionalized into. I don't think this company has a plan. You can't even fucking look 5 steps ahead anymore because Vince McMahon is 20 steps behind. But Jeffrey Ross, let me give a proper salute, dude. Good to see you up in here, man. Strict Tango, 2-spot. Did you see Israel Adesanya's paying tribute to The Undertaker? I did, bro. Israel, the MMA, guys, UFC, he did what'd he do? He kind of came down to The Undertaker's music, and didn't he also have the urn and, like, The Undertaker hat on? I think that's what I saw. So, Strict Tango, I did see that, dude. Or at least a clip of it. I was obviously watching Money in the Bank. I couldn't watch the whole event last night. But, yeah, I did see that, Strict Tango. BC's Blue Marker, 2-spot. Charlotte taking the title in a few weeks. Be number 14. Yeah, BC's Blue Marker. That's what we think, man. It's unfortunate. And even if not, BC's Blue Marker, even if not, then you got to believe Lacey Evans would somehow rob her by SummerSlam. So, yeah, Charlotte Flair will be at 14. She'll be at 16 by WrestleMania next year. Charlotte Flair will have 16 title reigns. And people will still be calling Sasha Banks and Naomi unprofessional when they just want a little bit of fucking recognition. Maya Butteriks. 1 spot. No words, just showing the love. Thank you, Maya. Appreciate it. Osea, one of my tried and trues. Osea Weidman, 1999. Liv winning was cool, but Theory winning still bugs me. I'm going to go over all of that, man. That was one of those 50-50 sitches, Osea Weidman. But I'll go over all of that, man, starting with the United States Championship match and then going into the... oh, man. The impromptu spot in the men's briefcase match. Osea Weidman, much love and respect. Kevin Devine with a 20 spot. No words needed. Kevin is just showing the love. So Kevin Devine, much love and respect. Thank you. Here's a salute, dude. Appreciate the coffees, Kevin. Chillin' with Charlie Grin, 10 spot. Chillin', what up, chillin'? Haven't sent a super in a bit, so here's coffee. Brother, Enough with these damn gimmick pay-per-views. Vince McMahon, we need 4 pay-per-views back. WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. That's it. I've been preaching that for how long, chilling with Charlie Grin. Even before King of the Ring. I don't even need the tournament pay-per-view, the King of the Ring. Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. 3 months to build up every single event. That's why every pay-per-view was special back in the day. Now, you got 2 pay-per-views a month. What was last night? The 2nd of July, and we got a pay-per-view. The end of the month, we have SummerSlam, do we not? The 30th. I mean, what is that? That's 1, 2, 3, less than 4 weeks away. 2 pay-per-views in 1 month. One of them is your second biggest pay-per-view of the year, the SummerSlam. And people are okay with this type of shit? That's how much Vince McMahon does not give a fuck. And then you wonder why we start the reviews off for these good, the bad, and the uglies. We start off with one in the ugly right from the jump before we even review the show. Because Vince McMahon doesn't give a fuck about the pay-per-views. His second biggest show of the year has less than 4 weeks to build it. Great. Chilling with Charlie Grin with another 5 spots says, just got a curious question to ask. With these scandals happening to Vince, do you believe the story about Savage and Stephanie is true? What Chillin is talking about is there was a rumor back in the day that Randy Savage was hooking up with a very young Stephanie McMahon. Now, I've never seen confirmation of that, but there was a huge falling out when Macho Man left over to WCW. I don't think that's true, though, Chillin, because Vince put him right back into the Hall of Fame. I think all of the heat between the two is Vince really never thought Macho Man would go to WCW. Vince no longer wanted Randy Savage to wrestle. That was the problem. Randy Savage wanted to wrestle. Vince didn't want him to anymore. Vince wanted him just on the commentary table. Savage said, no, I don't want to do that. No, brother, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I still got what it takes. Yeah. And Vince is like, well, you gotta sit there. I told you to sit there. I don't want to sit there. Yeah, I want to do things. Yeah, well, you're going to sit there or you're fired. And you're going to have to fire me. Yeah, because I ain't sitting at your stupid table. And of course, Vince didn't fire him, but he thought Macho Man would come around, right? No, well, Macho Man struck a huge deal with Eric Bischoff and Ted Turner and got millions of dollars for less dates. And I think that's where the big problem issued. I don't think the Stephanie thing was ever the thing, but some people are always, yeah, I mean, the problem, that rumor took on a life of its own because nobody really ever debunked it, you know? Nobody really came out and said, that is just fucking preposterous. You know, nobody ever really did that. Chilling with Charlie Grin. Hope all is good, man. And here's a salute over to you on one of my tried and trues. Chilling. Colin with a 199. I saw a pair of Vince's bull sack. I saw a pair of Vince's bull sack. Vince has bulls? If he has bulls, man, they're probably going to take out the Viking Raiders on Monday night. That'll start up one of 76 rematches. Colin, I don't know what you're saying, man. You saw maybe you saw a pair of Vince's ball sacks, man. Does he have several pairs of ball sacks? Colin, I got the Pandem 19. What are you doing to me, man? I can't decipher this shit. Colin, thank you, dude. DGK Dog 499. Do you give any credit to Becky Lynch for helping both Liv and Bianca? Meanwhile, who has Charlotte Flair ever helped? DGK Dog, absolutely. Becky Lynch, when this whole community, and I think the community is still kind of dogging out Becky, correct? I was the only one, or one of the only ones, guys. I was one of the only ones, if not the only one, that said Becky Lynch is making everybody look better. Becky Lynch is having a damn good matches with Bianca Belair. Becky Lynch is having damn good matches with a returning Lita. And you gotta dance perfectly with somebody like Lita because she's just coming back. You need somebody like Becky. Bianca Belair, Lita, several times with Liv Morgan. Even trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit with doo-doo drop. I absolutely give Becky Lynch so much credit. Who was that? DGK Dog. Becky Lynch deserves so much credit. She has been being shit on from the community since she came back. Rightfully so with the 26-second shit. BC was even frustrated with that. Not even just her fault. She should have known, though, that this is not a good thing. Vince should have never put any of them in that predicament. Bianca Belair beating Sasha Banks at WrestleMania just for a few months later to lose it in 26 seconds. Nobody can ever make sense out of that. But the crap that has been piled on to Becky Lynch ever since is nauseating, and it's unacceptable. So DGK dog, absolutely, I give so much respect to Becky, and you're exactly right. Charlotte Flair helps nobody. That's not even shade, that's just the truth. Charlie Flair is in business for herself. She hates to sell. She hates playing defense. She wants to get all her shit in. She wants to be on offense. She just wants to win. She wants to be the fucking top dog. That's it. That's all she ever likes to do. So DGK dog, right on every point, man. Osea Weidman with another $4.99. Becky was going nuts last night. Yeah, I love that. She's playing the fucking, I can't believe my career is hitting rock bottom status. I think somebody like Becky, I think it's going to be great. I can't wait to see this take shape on Monday. But again, there's so many people that don't like anything about Becky, and I think it's unwarranted. So they're going to shit on anything Becky does. I don't mind Becky at all. And I think she's doing some of her best work of her career. I really do. The matches that she has been having lately, Bianca, Liv Morgan, Lita, and trying to do these schmaz matches, I think Becky Lynch has been hitting fucking home runs every time she goes out there. Osea Weidman. So we'll see. We'll see what she does on Monday. Probably going to continue this crazy type character, man. She can't believe her career is in the fucking shitter and she has to find a way out of it. Chris Murray, 20 spot. Gotta love story time with BC. Been here since 2018. From Grandma Jenkins to Bell Shill Battle Sound, too. Bell Shill Battle Sound. I don't know what storyline that was, man. I don't know. BC was probably on some other medication. Grandma Jenkins to Courtney and old school paper airplanes to coffee wars and someone staring at you to Weed Walker Willie dipshit dog. Always making noise cutting. Chris Murray, that's a lot, man. I got the Pandem 19. You're going through every story for the last 5 years. Fuck, Chris. Basically what you're telling BC is I told a lot of stories over the last 5 years. Chris, I appreciate the hell out of you, dude. Much love and respect. And that is just some of the stories that BC has told over time, dude. Unique Butterfly, 5 spot. I'm so sorry you are sick, BC. I'm happy that you are doing a live stream. Just take it easy. Not mothering you, of course. I don't want to see you pass out, though. Unique Butterfly, I appreciate that. You guys are just tuning in. I do have the Pandem 19. I feel like shit. I got all the fucking the shit in the back of my throat and nose. My back is all fucking tightened up and sore. My fucking stomach is fucked up. But you guys are getting a full amplified video, man. A full live stream, and we are fucking live. So you guys, we're going to go until we pass out or we finish the card. Gotta fucking spit over here, guys. We're under the weather. What can I say, man? Unique Butterfly, I appreciate it. Unique Butterfly with another 5 spot says Edge versus Cody. Cody versus Bray Wyatt. Edge versus Wyatt. Give me chills just thinking about those matches. Yeah, well, you got to get Bray Wyatt back. We got to get Edge back. We got to get Cody back. Unique Butterfly, you see the common theme here. We got to get all these motherfuckers back, Unique Butterfly. And then we could start doing some dream matches and bangers. Because that's what everybody wants to see today, right? Bangers! They better have storyline. I don't give a shit just about the matches, though, Unique Butterfly. Vince still has to give a fuck. I want storylines. Unique Butterfly with another 5 says, although I enjoy Austin Theory, Rollins or even Riddle should have won the Money in the Bank. It would have told a better story. If Riddle won the briefcase, a BC was going to put his dome piece through a brick wall. I cannot do the whole Riddle thing. Because they, hey Randy, and then Randy's going to come back. I mean, the only thing you could hope for at that point is Randy comes back to take out Riddle, and I don't know, he can't get the briefcase. So then Riddle would have to win the title? Fuck that. And then Randy comes back to win the... That's too much hot potatoing the title. That's simplistic booking, right? BC never wants to be a simplistic booker like that. Right? It should have layers and fun to it. I don't want to just think about Riddle now becoming champion just to get it to Randy Orton, just so Orton can get it over to Cena so he can break a record. No, man, stop planning 2 years ahead. This company can't even book a week ahead, first of all, so you're getting ahead of yourselves. On top of that, you gotta, man, think about what you're saying. The title can't switch hands that many times. So if Riddle won, that's just stupid. I can get to a Riddle-Randy Orton feud way better than needing a title on the line. In fact, that's the exact situation where you can have a storyline that captivates the world, and you don't even have to have a title being held up hostage because you need a storyline. Does that make sense? Like the Big Boss Man and The Undertaker and so many others. You could have them in so many awesome storylines, and they never needed to sniff a title. But if Riddle fucking became briefcase winner, man, I would have put my don't. I can't stand the toddler with the daddy issues gimmick that Riddle is playing. I can't wait till Randy Orton does separate from this dude, and Randy Orton becomes that fucking viper, that legend killer that I once loved. A lot of you guys may love RK Bro, by the way, and that's fine. I was once fucking 12 too, but this Randy shit is just not cutting it for BC. If he got the briefcase, I would have fucking just dive bombed into a. I've already said it. Yeah, unique. But who else did you say? Rollins? I suppose with Rollins that would be a huge comeback. 3 losses in a row to Cody, and then you win a Money in the Bank. But what the fuck does that lead to? That's fun. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, Rollins has to win." What fun is that going to be? What do you guys have him doing? Beating Roman Reigns? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Roman. He's a fucking heel. So does Seth now become a face? What would Rollins holding a briefcase do for anybody? Cody was supposed to win that, guys. Cody Rhodes was supposed to win Money in the Bank. That was already preset, right? Cody got injured, so Vince didn't know what the fuck he was doing till probably last minute when he threw it on Austin Theory. But I don't know what anybody... Rollins cannot... All of this reign for Roman Reigns, all of this, months and months into the years, and the person to beat him was Sethington Rollins? Good old Sethington? 3 losses to Cody, but he could take out the tribal chief. How does that make sense, man? It's got to be a culminating moment when Roman loses it, just like Brock. Brock cannot beat him for a title either. It's got to either be Cody Rhodes or The Rock. And when The Rock beats him the next night on Monday, he forfeits it because he knows he can't defend it like a true champion. So he goes to apologize to the WWE Universe. But he wanted to be a fighting champion, and he knows he can't do that. But he had to take back the head of the table because Roman's head has gotten too big. And then Roman comes out and attacks the fucking Rock so badly that the Rock can never come back because he annihilates him. And then Roman Reigns' quest to become champion is even more diabolical. Or Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns does not excite me at all. Getting the Pandem Cove-19 would be a better situation than Seth Rollins beating Roman Reigns. And then what? Cody's got to now win a Royal Rumble, and then Cody has to somehow beat Rollins in a 4th fucking match at WrestleMania. I don't mind the rematches, man, 3 fucking times, but I just saw these 2 at WrestleMania this year. I don't need to wait another year to watch it for a 4th fucking time. I understand, man. It's fun to book ahead, and we wish the company would care about future booking. But if the plan is just to flip-flop titles for the next year to 2 years, easy breezy, right? Easy peasy, as Asuka would say. Easy peasy, right? Vince has his fucking crayons. He's writing in his coloring book all the fucking plans for the next 2 years, right? It's easy to iron shit out when we're fucking sitting on our fucking couch or on the fucking deck with a beverage. It's easy just to fucking be like, Riddle gets it. Randy comes back. Randy gets it. Cena defeats Randy. Or Rollins wins this, and then Rollins beats Reigns, and then Cody comes back, beats Rollins. How does that excite you is what I'm at. Guys, we're just planning shit. We're just planning shit because it sounds cool and it might make a little sense, which is something that WWE never does. But if there's no feeling behind it, then why the fuck are we doing it? Seth Rollins, who is a heel, defeats Roman Reigns? How is that exciting, you guys? I'm asking a serious question. How does that excite you guys? Nobody's got a fucking answer. It doesn't. It doesn't excite anybody. You know how I know? I've been looking at Seth Rollins' reaction the past fucking year. Exactly, Santivia, Renee. James, exactly. Let shit breathe a little bit. That's what Vince needs to do more than anybody. Let shit breathe. Guys, I mean, we're sitting here fucking planning out the next 2 years. We're not thinking about what is exciting. Seth Rollins is all I heard. Seth Rollins has to win. Seth Rollins needs to win. And then what? Anyway, that was a long side rant. I just... Nobody had to win. Unique Butterfly, I appreciate it, by the way. Austin Theory, I think, makes tremendous sense. Austin Theory makes about as much sense as anybody else. I just don't like the way they went about it. Papo Jr. 1999. Hope you feel better, BC. I appreciate that, Papo Jr. I had it around Memorial Day weekend. Fucking sucks. Honestly, I thought the Natty Photoshop pick Ronda made came to life when I saw Natty last night. Am I bugging? To me, match of the night was the tag team match. Not Papo Jr. I think we all thought that. Match of the night? Bruh. Match of the year would be an understatement. But we're going to get to that tag match. Papo Jr. I appreciate it, though, man. Much love and respect over to Papo Jr. Papo Jr. with another $4.99 says, people who bet money last night were not happy. Salute to BC and the AMP unit. Salute to you, Papo Jr. And no, Vinnie Mac sent everybody for a ride. Anybody who bet money last night, they came out tremendous losers, bro. But that shows Vegas. That shows the fucking idiots they are. Omos was one of their big bets. Omos was a high favorite to win that fucking match last night. Come on, bro. Omos? Where'd I leave off here? Osea Weidman, $9.99. Riddle should have won. That would have made more sense. Osea, I just went on I'm much love and appreciation, Osea Weidman, and I respect your thought process. But I just went on a whole fucking rant on how if Riddle won, I would have dive bombed into a fucking wall. Riddle defeating Roman Reigns, it does not make sense. I just don't see it. I can't see Riddle defeating Reigns just to put a title on to Randy Orton, just to give it back to John Cena. I mean, we're flip-flopping the title 4 times in 1 year. I don't see it, man. We can't just book that way. There's a million things that BC could tell you guys that would sound amazing, right? It would have backstory to it, right? Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I get it, right? So Randy takes it from Riddle, and then maybe Cody takes it from Randy Orton because Legacy. You guys remember Legacy? So there's a million things we could do. But then you're making people like BC have to sit through Matt Riddle taking a briefcase and then defeating Roman Reigns as if that's fucking what should be happening. Everybody's got their own thought process, though, man. A lot of people felt Rollins. A lot of people thought Riddle. A lot of people thought Theory is fine. A lot of people thought that Finn Balor should have been in that match and winning. A lot of people thought one of the best wrestlers in the world, AJ Styles, should have been in that match winning it. Everybody has a different opinion on this shit. I just factually wish that people would stop booking a whole 2 years in advance and having 4 champions ironed out. I feel like that's what we're doing these days. And people are not accounting to the company, man. It's Vince McMahon. You ain't going to get that type of booking, so just cut the shit, Tony. And on top of that, what about injuries and shit, man? Nobody's... I just feel like nobody's fucking... Nobody's thinking about that shit, and everybody just wants to book 2 years in advance. I love long-term booking, but fuck, guys, you're giving Vince McMahon way more credit than he's worth. I mean, you guys have the next 4 fucking champions ironed out because it makes sense. Everybody needs to just chill for a second, and we have to start booking pay-per-view by pay-per-view special. There was a moment where BC saw all 8 dudes in that men's ladder match last night and said, none of these make sense. None of them. O.C. Weidman, much love and respect. And Carlos Ray with a 50 fucking banger, dude. That's a lot of coffee or Gatorade since BC's got the Pandem 19, man. It took 2 years, but the Pandem finally caught up to BC. So I sit before you all fucked up, but you guys are making a dude feel pretty damn special right now, man. Carlos, I appreciate the coffees or Gatorades, man. Carlos says, BC, here in the unit, we appreciate you coming out here today with the 19 and doing this for all of us. You got this, brother. Salute. You know it, Carlos. I'm going to whoop this thing's ass, man. And there was no way. It didn't matter how I was feeling today, guys. You guys were going to get a Good, the Bad, and the Ugly live stream review. And I feel like shit right now, but you guys are getting my very best because you deserve it, man, and that's the love and respect I have for you guys. So, Carlos, I always do this to you, but I'm sending it right back to you. Much love and appreciation. I appreciate the coffees or Gatorades. Carlos, thank you, dude. And, yeah, we're going to whoop its ass, man. Hopefully you're still feeling the love in the chat. I know you felt that earlier, too, man. Carlos Ray. My right-hand man on the channel, Jer9 Gaming, so many of you guys, man, always here when BC goes live. Even on short notice, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the hell out of you guys. William F. as well, one of my tried and trues with a 20 spot, says, take care of yourself, BC. William F. I'm going to whoop its ass, man. William F., I appreciate you, dude. Thanks for being up here live with just about an hour-ish notice. PB Silla Pride, one of my tried and trues, 1999. Charlie wasn't added to a TT at WrestleMania 35. A TT. Oh, Charlie wasn't added to a triple threat. Becky was removed by VKM so he could put Charlie in the main event due to backlash from fans and Ronda herself. Becky was re-added, making it a triple threat. Charlie versus Ronda is what VKM wanted. I don't know about all of that, PB Silla Pride. I'm too fucked up right now to remember all of that. I just remember Vince McMahon added added Charlotte Flair to a title match, a triple threat, and she should not have been in the match. And it just diluted the match. That's all it did. So that's all I remember, PB Silla Pride, or that's what I choose to remember. But either way, it's good to see you up in here, PB Silla Pride. You probably know better than me right now because, again, I am all fucked up, man. The meds are talking. Man, I appreciate you guys, man. Let me go another match. I'll go over some more supers in another match or two. Let me go back, dude. There's so many of you guys showing the love. I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, but we got to keep this rocking. If you're just tuning in, we got 3 tallies. We've only gone over 1 match. So you're saying, how do we have 3 tallies? Well, the build to Money in the Bank sucked. So you already have an ugly. That's going to turn into 2 bads at the end of this review. So you want to stay away from the uglies. Vince McMahon failed. The build and the lack of storytelling going into the pay-per-view gave this an ugly, the whole event as a whole. Now, the first match of the night was sloppy and only 16 minutes, and it was a ladies' ladder match. You got to give them more than 16 minutes, and it's got to be better than sloppy. So they got a bad. But the winner of the match and how that happened, long overdue, that moment, that's great. Liv fucking Morgan retrieving the briefcase. That got a great, which is 2 goods. So we don't have a great column, so we just put 2 goods up into the column for Liv Morgan winning, but the match itself was sloppy. The event was booked poorly, so you have 3 tallies so far, guys. Hopefully that makes sense. We're going into match number 2 right now. And this is going to be the United States Championship on the line. Champion Austin Theory, that's right, Austin Theory, versus challenger Bobby Lashley. The crowd was heavy behind Bobby, and rightfully so. The dude was electric last night, dude. Bobby Lashley was feeling it, man. That's the Bobby Lashley I like to see, and he probably knew he was going to win a championship. He's probably fucking wishing it was the world title, but happy he's getting something, because there was a fire in that dude last night. And there was a funny spot in this match where Bobby is in full control and Theory curls up in a ball, and Corey Graves taps into his inner Bobby the Brain Heenan. And Corey says, and I quote, "This is perfect strategy. He's in a fetal position, just like a baby would do to protect itself in the womb." And everyone's like, what are you talking about, Corey? Corey Graves, there's times you just want to throw him through a wall, and there's times you want to give him a cookie and a gold star. I mean, he tapped into his inner Bobby the Brain Heenan. This is perfect. He crawled up into a fetal position like a baby would do to protect himself. Corey Graves is so quick-witted, and I love how he looks out for the heel. Any trickery or schmozzery that the heel is going to do, Corey Graves is playing the role of, what are you talking about? I didn't see anything. It's perfectly legal. You don't know what you're talking about, Michael. Bobby the Brain Heenan used to do that perfectly with the Gorilla Monsoon. Vince McMahon, Jesse Ventura would do that with Vince McMahon, and Corey Graves is one of those great heel broadcasters that always is looking out for the heel. So I just love that moment, dude. One of those moments where you kind of forget that, okay, Corey Graves is fucking good, as much as sometimes you just want to throw him through a fucking wall. This was an old school, just a classic good match. Like, no matter what age BC was, if I'm 10-year-old BC, if I'm fucking 18, 19-year-old BC, if I'm fucking whatever, man, you can enjoy this match. It's a match that you could just follow along. It didn't try to be too much or do too much, and thankfully it wasn't any less. It was a good match. I truly felt that way, man. And it was only 12 minutes in length, believe it or not. 12 minutes, fun back and forth, and the finish saw a great sequence. It was a seesaw sequence, ending with the Hurt Lock, because there was the ATL, but somehow Lashley was able to kick out of it right into the Hurt Lock, and Theory taps the fuck out. Bobby Lashley becomes the new champion. I don't know about Lashley becoming a champion. I don't know about Theory losing that title and then going for the world title. That has to be comprehended in a larger scale at a later time. For that match, and the lack of build, again, we already put an ugly for the entire event's lack of build. For them to go out and just put on a fun seesaw type of back and forth good match, there's no way that I can shit on this, guys. This is actually going to get a good. So match number 2 goes into the good column, making it 3 in the good. Yeah, I actually did not mind that, man. Match number 2. You guys think that's pretty fair or what, man? Is that pretty fair? I mean, there wasn't enough to, I don't think, to put that into a fucking bat. I mean, Bobby Lashley did all that he could do. I mean, to shit on Bobby Lashley, it doesn't seem right to BC. To say that his moment winning that title, to put that into the bat doesn't feel right to BC. And Austin Theory did everything that he was supposed to do. So, I mean, I think that's as fair as can possibly be. A lot of you guys are saying pretty fair, BC. Yeah, I think that's, when I was thinking about it, I was kind of like, damn, I mean, it wasn't over the top good, but there's no way I could pull myself to putting that into the bad. There was nothing really bad about it other than lack of build, but that's the whole fucking pay-per-view. That's why we put an ugly in there. So, 2 matches in. I believe we're tied up now, right? Because every ugly gets 2 bads. So 2 bads plus an actual bad. That's 3, and then 3 on the... my 3 is upside down, isn't it? Is that better? Are you guys already telling me it's upside... Oh, I got you! I beat you guys, bro. Usually when I put one upside down, you guys are fucking flipping out, man. PC, it's upside down. I got you. That 3 was upside down at first. Even in my COVID-19 state of mind, I caught that shit. So it's 3-3 tie, man. Match number 3 is going to break this tiebreaker. This was the Raw Women's Championship. This is champion Bianca Belair versus challenger Carmella. This was a 7-minute match. I'm really proud of Mella. That may seem crazy to hear. I know Mella's an easy target just for everyone to bash. But Bianca Belair versus Carmella, 7-minute match. Mella did everything she could. She replaced Rhea Ripley less than 2 weeks ago, and she was only in this match to do one thing, lose. That was it. She was in here to lose. The fact that she took it so seriously shows just how much she gives a shit about this wrestling thing. Going to a gym that has a wrestling ring late last week with Corey Graves just to do some moves and stay fresh. I thought that was awesome, man. She didn't have to do that, but she went out of her way to do that just in case Vince may give her 15 minutes, which of course he was never going to do. But just in case, Carmella went to work on some more cardio and all that, man, with Corey Graves late last week. And you look at her attire, man. Her attire last night, all the Mella money. I mean, some money goes into that, man. That's caring about how you look. That's caring about the match you're going to have. That outfit was literally money. Yet again, Carmella did good. She always does good. As much as the community pans Carmella, she always does good. Is it great? Is it epic? No, maybe not. But it's not ugly. It's not even bad. If there's a lack of connection, I totally understand. Vince never even allows us to have a connection with Carmella the way she's booked. That's with championships, title matches, or the spotlight on her. If you're not going to do it correctly, there's never really going to be a connection. Look at Charlie Flair. She's got about, 14 championships? There's still not a connection with Charlie. But to say that she is not improved and is not at least good in the ring, that's just a false statement. She actually is pretty damn good. So yet again, she was good last night. And Bianca Belair was obviously she put on another good performance. Bianca Belair is just fucking badass. So strong. She keeps getting better by the show. So the match bare minimum was decent. And at best, decent. Why decent and not necessarily good? Because again, guys, both deserve better than a 7-minute match. This is not a Monday Night Raw. This is a pay-per-view title match. You know what I mean? Like 7 minutes. Now, some people will probably say, like, that's probably for the best. Glad it's only 7 minutes. I didn't need to see an extra minute of this shit. But it's a title match at a pay-per-view, dude. I mean, 7 minutes. This is what you would see on Monday Night Raw. 7-minute match. The only difference is you'd have a commercial in the middle of the 7 minutes for 3 minutes. So we'd watch 2, get 3 minutes of commercial, and come back for 2 minutes. The only difference here is you get to see the whole fucking 7 minutes. So that's why I can't really think about it as necessarily good. But I don't know if I can. It's definitely not ugly. Bianca versus Carmella. After the match, man. Belair wins via KOD, by the way. Retains her title. KOD at the 7-minute mark. And then post-match, Mella taps into her heel sore loser status and beats the shit out of Bianca. So I did like that even though Carmella lost, which is what we all knew she was going to do, afterwards she had a little bit of an attack on Bianca to say, dude, this ain't the enemy, bitch. So I do like that. But I'm kind of torn. It's not ugly. I just don't know if it's good or bad. So this is where you guys are going to have to come into play, man. I'm going to a poll. Wait till I ask the question. All right, I'm just asking you guys, man. I'm taking it to you guys. You guys are going to decide this. It's not going to be an ugly. Carmella did the best she could in 7 minutes. It's not her fault she got 7 minutes. Bianca did the best she could in 7 minutes. The right winner won, obviously. Bianca could not be losing that title. And Mella got a little something afterwards, a little bit of a beat down just to save face. It's not ugly. I just don't know if it's bad or good. So my question is, should Bianca Belair versus Carmella go into the good column? If you guys think yes, you know what to press. Wait 10 seconds, guys. Wait 10 seconds. It'll be going into your chat. In about 10 seconds, you're going to see a poll pop up in your chat. I need at least 100 of you guys to participate in this poll. That's the only way we can get a right outcome. So it needs to at least be 100 votes. Should Bianca and Carmella go into the good column? If you think yes, smash the yes. If you think no, it should go into the bad column, not ugly, bad, then press no. And while you guys are deciding, if you don't mind, I'm going to make a coffee. Guys, I got some new coffee, man. Krispy Kreme. Do any of you guys know Krispy Kreme donuts? I'm going to try this live on air, man. I should be drinking Gatorade because I got the Pandem 19 if you guys are just joining. And I was told not to do anything like this. Live stream for 2 hours yelling. Tough shit. Oh yeah, fresh fucking pods. Look at that, man. Krispy Kreme donut. Coffee. Krispy Kreme donut coffee. All right, let's do this. All right, extra strength, temperature on amplified. Where are you guys at, man? Oh, you guys are almost at 200 votes, man. 63% say good, 37 no. Wow, okay. I was kind of leaning more toward good too, but I needed you guys to step up and you guys had to step up and really you guys had to put it where it belongs, man. I'll let this thing go to 200 before we oh, you hear that? That's a fresh coffee being made, man. Krispy Kreme coffee. Fuck yeah, man. Look at that shit. You guys even have a Krispy Kreme? A lot of you guys don't even know what that is, right? I got all of it, man. I got fucking Tim Hortons. I got fucking Folgers. The best part of waking up, it's Folgers in your cup. Folgers, it's in your motherfucking cup. I got Dunkin' Donuts. Do you guys have Dunkin' Donuts wherever you guys are? I got fucking Starbucks. Dunkin' Donut, hazelnut. I got it all, man. All right. That's enough of my coffee talk. Right before I read the results, the final results, because we're headed toward 250 now. To the 300 of you that already smashed that up, I appreciate the fuck out of you guys, man. That's going to greatly help the algorithm. So over the next 24 hours, when the thousands of people show up to view this review, and it will be into the thousands, you guys are going to show them that we kicked ass. You guys are actually kickstarting that algorithm, so I appreciate it. The final vote, guys, is actually 63% yes. So Bianca versus Carmella goes into the good column. There it is, man. You guys have spoken. A successful Raw Women's Championship match, even though it wasn't that great. They only got 7 minutes, but we already... That's a great sound. That coffee is ready to rock. We already penalized the company for the lack of build, so... Yeah, I think that's pretty fucking fair, man. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll right now at nearly 250 votes. I appreciate you guys. At this point, we are now sitting, because every ugly turns into 2 bads, so we are currently at 3 bads when you tally it, to 4 goods. So we're slightly into the good as we go into match number 4. That's a good thing. Can they keep this momentum, man? They got a 1 fucking run lead right now, if you're talking in terms of baseball, like my number 1 seeded New York Yankees. Best team in baseball, but I'm not bragging. Match number 4 was the Unify Tag Team title match. This is the Usos versus the Street Profits. Okay, now this is where this is going to suck because I'm about to talk about an amazing match. That's the good news, right? This is one of those things where do you want the good news or the bad news? The good news first is we're about to discuss an amazing match. Okay, I hate fucking over-exaggerating. Not amazing, but damn, was that motherfucking good, right? That's what BC would say. Well, after that match, damn, that was motherfucking good. We're about to talk about it. But, unfortunately, a tally has to go in one of these categories that I did not want to do. Last Monday, Montez defeated Jey Uso for the rights of a stipulation to be named for this match. Now, it is very possible that I already had the COVID-19 at that point, and maybe I was delirious. JR19, anybody in the chat, is this correct, or was I just delirious and dreaming shit? Didn't they have a match Monday for a stipulation to be named on SmackDown for this match? Yes or no? Okay. Stipulation. In this company, no, I won't just put it anywhere. It's going to go exactly where I'm going to put it. Up front, stipulation is to be called, and then they don't even mention it. They either totally forgot or they hoped that we would forget. That's what I mean about a company that doesn't give a fuck about what they're doing. This is a billion-dollar conglomerate company that is making decisions that you would expect at the local bingo hall or some rinky-dink independent promotion. When they make a decision and then 24 hours they change their mind or they just forgot about the decision that they made. Fucking bullshit. Unacceptable. Every fucking body was told that this match that we've seen so many times between Street Profits and Usos, it's going to be for a stipulation. If you don't want the stipulation, that's awesome. Tell us. Give us a reason. Tell us a story of why now it is no longer a stipulated match. They don't even give a fuck about us enough to tell us why. They probably seriously forgot. They advertised a match with the prize being stipulation, and then on Friday when they were face to face, there was no fucking stipulation. And that's okay with you guys. Oh, just throw up briefly and relax and enjoy it, man. BC, just enjoy it, man. It's okay, BC. We still got a banger. Got a banger, Beasley. We got a banger. We got a banger, Beasley. Fuck your bangers. I want you to shine your banger up real nicely and shut up your fucking ass. I don't give a fuck about your banger. You, VKM, you the company. I'm not penalizing the Usos and the Street Profits. I'm penalizing the company even further than I first did at the start of this review. This does, a lot of you guys are going, yeah, BC, I don't blame you. Put it into the fucking bad. No, guys. I'm not some dumbass reviewer that stands on subpar standards. That's not what I do. This doesn't deserve a fucking bad. This is literally forgetting that you even mentioned a stipulation as a prize. This is obviously going into the fucking ugly. Not the match itself. We're about to go over the match itself. That's going to get a whole different category. That's going somewhere else. We haven't gone over the match yet. But this is where the booking, right? When you tune into a good, the bad, and the ugly review, it's not just the performances of the night. We're going over the booking of it. The stories that have been told leading up to it. Everything is involved when we do a good, the bad, and the ugly review, guys. My tried and trues know that. If you're newer to the channel, then I must seem like the biggest asshole you've ever come across. I understand. That's fine. But the company needs the most honest review you're going to get in this community. Well, you come to the right fucking place if you're an actual talent. or a suit and tie in one of these promotions. Because ain't nobody going to give it to you like BC, because I'm the only one in the community that's not sucking company cock or flying the flag of one company or another. Because these days, everybody sucking WWE cocker's got an AEW dick in their mouth. Cut the shit, Tony. No, I'm not going to let this off the hook, bro. So, before we go over the actual match, forgetting that you even had a prize about a stipulation, that is the type of shit that BC has been saying for years is unacceptable. And now, hopefully, you guys are seeing that, man. If you just sit back and relax, BC, it's not that big of a deal. It's a bigger deal than you think. These are mistakes that this company should not be making. And it's the mistakes that have them where they are currently the last 10 years. And why people are not excited for this fucking product. Now we can go into the actual match itself. This match between the Usos and the Street Profits was a 23-minute match. That's all I've ever asked. It's a title match. It's really good talent. Forget the fact that we've already seen this 721 times. Because we have. This is just another fucking rematch, which is another reason why nobody really cared about this match going into it. And that's what's sad. Because we got the banger, but nobody could care about this going in because we've already seen it so many fucking times. But they gave them over 20 fucking minutes for a title match. There's a crazy concept. I love it. Montez was in another stratosphere last night, man. The shit talking, the suck-its. He was doing the suck-its to Jay and Jimmy. He was looking at the crowd, telling them to suck. He was fucking living it up last night. I've never seen Montez that locked in and zoned in a match. The passion of Montez last night was top-notch. That's the Profits that BC can get behind. Fuck the dancing. Fuck the comedy. That's the Street Profits that BC loves, man. That's the shit, bro. That's the Street Profits. Did you guys see their fire last night, man? Did you guys see the Street Profits fucking on another stratosphere? And on the flip, the Usos brought 4 extra levels of straight fire and intensity as well. Thus, this match was fucking physical. Damn, man. I'm so proud of all 4 dudes. When you've had a rematch that many times, and you can bring that level of fire into a match that you've had so many times, you know the crowd is not really that into. I'm so proud of all 4 of those dudes, dude. I mean, the match just got better as it went on. That's hard to do. The crowd became more in tune to the match as it went on. That's all you can ask for. Even Dawkins in there looking like a cruiserweight at 6'5", nearly 270. At one point, Dawkins shoulder tackles Jey Uso right into a Montez suplex. Simply beautiful, bro. This led to a double blockbuster. Jay somehow kicks out of that son of a bitch. Then we had several near falls, man. Profits kick out of a double super kick. Jay kicks out of a 747 frog splash. And at the 22-minute mark, all 4 dudes stagger to their feet. And the crowd is on their feet, man, giving them the applause that they actually do deserve. And I hate that word in pro wrestling because these days, everybody that wants to use wrestling terminology uses words like, they deserve it. They're buried. This is awesome. This is awesome. Right? Wrestling fans just want to show up just to chant all this shit. But that applause for them when they were all stepped to their feet at the 22-minute mark and they looked like they just been through a fucking car crash, a war, that was beautiful. Simply incredible, man. And just a minute later, at the 23-minute mark, the Usos defeat the Profits to retain their championship. And we had a pretty cool angle is told to us as Tez's shoulder was actually up in the instant replay. So, I mean, they have something, right? Street Profits, they didn't just fucking get buried there. Everybody can relax. I'm not saying I need this to be ran back again because we've seen it so many fucking times. But, I mean, that's a pretty good way for the Street Profits to save face, man. Tez's shoulder was absolutely up. So I actually like that, man. The way that it was done, too. They did it last second. They showed about 2 or 3 replays. No word about it. Then all of a sudden, like on the 3rd or 4th replay, they're like, wait a second, was Tez's shoulder up? And then Street Profits actually saw that. The Street Profits saw it while they were looking on from the ring, and they were like, wait a second, was my shoulder up? Man, one of the best sheer, pure tag team matches I have ever seen. I'm not calling it match of the night. I'm not calling it match of the year. This was one of the best tag team matches I have ever seen. I've seen Rockers Heart Foundation. I've seen Legion of Doom versus the Demolition. I've seen all of this stuff in the past. And I'm telling you right now, this is one of the best tag team matches I have ever fucking seen, man. We all talk about, like, the Briscoes and FTR, right? Could you imagine watching Briscoes and FTR and then immediately after watching this match? I mean, you guys would have nearly 45 minutes of great tag team wrestling. In fact, I think FTR, I fully believe FTR lit the fire underneath the Usos' asses. I think the Usos heard all the chatter, saw what Dax put on social, and they're good buddies. I think the Usos had a good laugh. Maybe they had a private little message exchange with FTR, and Usos went out there to remind everybody why they claim y'all are the twos and we the ones. We had a lot of fun on this channel with that, man. Who do you think is the best tag team in the world? Is it FTR or is it the Usos? The Usos reminded everybody why they are in the conversation while they're double champs. FTR lit that fire. It's no coincidence that we have not seen the Usos be the fucking Usos in years, it seems. Even with titles. But the week that Dax puts that out, there's the fucking Usos that I remember. And it always helps when VKM gives them 20 fucking minutes at least in a championship match. There's a crazy concept. This was not just good. This match between the Usos and Street Profits was not just good. It was great. But I don't have a great column. WWE doesn't do enough great shit. So that's going to count just like an ugly counts as 2 bads. A great counts as 2 goods. We've already had one earlier with Liv Morgan retrieving the briefcase. Well, this tag team match with the Usos and the Street Profits, that's going to get 2 goods because it was fucking great. It was one of the best tag matches BC has ever seen watching this industry. So that is 5 and 6. My coffee's just sitting there, by the way. My Krispy Kreme coffee as we go into, where are we going now with it, man? Match number 5 in a second, man. Smackdown Women's Championship, Ronda and Natty in just a couple of minutes. Let me make my coffee. I'm going to go over some supers, and then we'll go over match number 5, man. Let me put some magic potion into this shit. If you guys are just tuning in, man, we have reached match number 5 of a 6-match card. We currently have 6 in the good, 1 bad, and 2 in the uglies. Every ugly is going to turn out to be 2 bads. So we have 2 uglies. That's not good. That means 4 bads, plus the 1 actual bad. It's 6-5 right now. It's pretty close with 2 matches left. And you're probably wondering, well, BC, you only reviewed 4 matches. How can there be fucking 8 tallies? Well, you're going to have to go back an hour and a half ago to when we started this to find out how we got 8 tallies already. That's the best I could tell you guys, man. But that Usos and Profits match, guys, was that match fucking great or what? Chat, how do you feel about that, dude? Tag team wrestling done correctly, right? Or not. Maybe people hated it. Who the fuck knows, man? It's my fucking review show. Basically, I could not stand it. I hated it. Fucking Usos. Salute, unit. Yeah, man, right? Prince, it was a banger. Marie loved it. Great match. Felt like old school NXT tag team wrestling since JR9. Fuck yeah, man. Reggie and Tony loved it. Fuck yeah, man. Ashley says epic. Fuck yeah. D the kid says yeah. Fuck yeah, man. Salute to my unit. That's it, man. Getting caught up here. What am I doing? I got so many fucking wires. Fuck am I caught up on, man? All right, let me go back here. Let me go over some fucking supers real quick. We're going to go over match number 5 in a second. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Taking me a second to get the supers, man. That's how many of you guys came up. We already went through a huge batch earlier, guys. Okay, I just got the next batch, and there was a lot more, you guys. Hold on. I don't know if I'm going to get all of you in right now. Everybody will get a shout-out before I end the stream. But there was a lot, so I have to see where we were at. Hold on. Dante Jaron 23 with a $4.99. Get better, BC. I appreciate it, dude. I'm going to whoop this 19's ass, Dante Jaron. You know it. Dante says, happy for Liv, but I believe almost every woman on the roster has held some kind of title, single or tag. Not sure about Theory winning. We're going to find out together about the Theory thing, man. But as far as the women, yeah, I believe almost every woman on the roster has held some kind of a title, and that's why nobody feels relevant, prevalent, special, prestigious. That's part of the problem, Dante Jaron. And then on top of that, when you claim there's going to be a tag division, but you put no love or care into it, and then you wonder why your top talent leaves because you lied to them so many times. You know, the women's division is there. There's so many really good women on the WWE roster. All it takes is good booking, and you watch all of them soar to new heights. So Dante Jaron 23, no doubt. Unique Butterfly 2-spot. Liv Morgan equals number 1. I've been saying it for a long time. Aside from Sasha Banks, she's one of the best wrestlers right now today. I never thought I'd be saying that because I always knew she had talent. I always knew she was good. But to say that she is fucking on momentum in a level that is not Sasha Banks per se. I mean, Sasha Banks is in a whole nother stratosphere of her own. But Morgan is on that ascension. I mean, I can talk about Liv Morgan in the same breath of Sasha Banks based on her momentum and how she keeps getting so much better by the week, by the show. So yeah, Unique Butterfly beyond number 1 status, especially with Sasha Banks no longer with or at least no longer on these shows. She is still part of WWE. She is still part of the roster. A lot of people like to say she's been released, but WWE is still saying Sasha Banks is part of the roster, so. JR9 Gaming! JR9! Let me give JR9 a proper salute, man. JR9, much love, dude. I'm so happy for Liv. Sadly, a heel Ronda is going to get the title back at SummerSlam. If EO does leave, it's a huge loss for WWE. Also, get better soon, BC. Thank you, JR9. I'm going to whoop this cove's ass, man. Don't you worry about it. And as far as Ronda going to get the title, yeah, shit, Ronda probably as a heel, right? We're going to go over that right now, JR9, so I'm going to save a lot of that for now. But I'm going to go over the Ronda thing in just a couple of minutes, JR9. As far as Io Shirai, yeah, if Io does not re-sign, that's one of the best wrestlers in the world. I've always said that with Sasha. Sasha, then Io. Now you have Liv Morgan fucking with that type of momentum. But Io Shirai has always been fucking amazing. If they let her walk, I just don't see how you lose talent like Bray Wyatt. I don't see how you let people like Sasha Banks walk. I don't see how you can somehow lose Io Shirai. I'll never fathom that shit. JR9.